Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about a few of the challenges of living here in Bangkok, Thailand. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the heat. Now, I'm out here trying to film this video. There are a lot of clouds out. I found a little shady spot, but as you can see, I'm still really, really hot. And this is 2 years in. Now, I'm just talking about my personal experience as someone who comes from a place that's known for having the greatest weather year round, San Diego, California. Growing up in San Diego, living most of my life in San Diego, I never really had to consider weather at all. Spending a few years living in New York City, it was a novelty to have 4 seasons. But coming here to Thailand, being here long term, not on vacation, the heat and humidity is nothing to mess around with. I'm somebody that likes to be outside all the time, and I have all this free time, but the weather doesn't allow me to spend as much time outside as I would like. It's a huge adjustment. Not only are you dealing with the heat and humidity, being so close to the equator, when the sun comes out, that sun is brutal. Just more than a few minutes in the sun here in the city, it's pretty unbearable. Now, if you're living by one of the beaches here in Thailand, I'm sure it's a different story. You've got that ocean breeze. But the heat and humidity, I just cannot underestimate to you how brutal it is. Living here, you have to have your hydration on a whole nother level. Now, I used to drink a lot of water back in the US, just as a general rule, working as a nurse. You're always on your feet, you're always running around, very easy to get dehydrated. I just always have had a habit of drinking a lot of water. Well, here you not only have to worry about your water intake, but you also need to worry about your electrolyte status because with sweating so much, you can really lose a lot of electrolytes. And you can also underestimate just how much the heat is wearing on your body. Now, even after a couple of years here, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get carried away and I just think like the old Kirsten who likes to be outside all the time and think that I can go outside in the middle of the afternoon and walk around for a couple of hours and it's not a problem. Well, it is. I made a video a couple months ago walking around Benjakitti Park. I just wanted to go out for a walk and I went in the morning, but I was out walking probably for a couple of hours. And by the time I got back home, I knew I had overdone it because I hadn't been out for one of those long walks in a while. And I was not in the best of condition after, if I'm being completely honest with you. I was exhausted. I literally had to lay down for a while. I had to rehydrate. I was probably a little dehydrated when I went out on that walk. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is if you're coming to live in this part of the world, even if you're used to heat and humidity, you really need to pay attention to your hydration status. You need to pay attention to your outdoor activities. You really need to give yourself time to acclimate to this weather because it really is no joke. I say all of that. It is not unbearable or impossible. Now, I sweat a lot anyway, and I really don't mind. It's just a fact of life. I'm a sweaty Betty. It's part of who I am, and I really don't mind it. And I know that if I want to enjoy living here in Thailand, Accepting the weather conditions is part of the deal. It's a trade off that I'm willing to make. Another thing that comes up a lot when people are wondering about life in Thailand is the air pollution. Now, for me, honestly, I don't really notice it in my day to day activities. I will say that during the burning season up in the north of the country, it is very noticeable. You can look outside and see that haze out. You can look outside and see that haze in the air. And I'm talking pretty much from January, February till about April every year. Now, we don't live in the north. I haven't been up to Chiang Mai in burning season. I can't tell you what the air is like there. Here in Bangkok, I'm not really affected by it. Now, I am someone who doesn't have asthma. I don't suffer from any respiratory issues, so I can't really say how that would be for someone who does. What I do know is lots of people use air purifiers in their homes. You'll see people wearing masks around. If you're walking in an area with lots of traffic, you're also going to have to deal with that exhaust kind of at street level. I mean, it is there, but again, am I going to be out on the street in that air 24/7? No. It's really, again, how you manage your time, how you manage your life, what your day-to-day activities look like. For us, it's not unbearable, but it might be for you. The next thing I want to talk about is the culture shock here in Bangkok. Now, for us, that culture shock really hasn't been that great. And I only say that because, one, Mark and I, we both grew up in pretty diverse communities with all kinds of people in all kinds of different cultures. I mean, both of us growing up had friends from all different backgrounds, all kinds of Asian backgrounds, Korean, Japanese, Thai, Vietnamese. We grew up on the southern border, so we are very familiar with Mexican culture. We always had a lot of different cultures around us, and growing up, going over to friends' homes, it wasn't uncommon for me to go over to someone's house where their parents didn't speak English or they had a different tradition for the type of meals they ate or whatever it was. It was just normal growing up in Southern California. Now, my first trip to Asia was, in fact, to Thailand in 2014. And we came to Bangkok, and it was just a big, busy city, but that is the kind of environment I like for vacation. So coming to a big city, even though it's in Asia, is just like traveling to any other big city around the world in some respects. Not in all respects, but that hum of the city, the large amount of people, the public transportation, the infrastructure. Usually you have that in most big cities. So for us, it wasn't the fact that we were in a completely different culture with completely different people, or that we were in a crazy big city, because we were kind of used to both of those things. Now, you might not have that same experience. Maybe you're from the suburbs, or maybe you're from a small town, or maybe you didn't grow up around a lot of different cultures. The great thing about Thailand, the thing that I love the most about Thailand, is that I can be myself 100%, and I don't feel uncomfortable here. And that really says a lot about the Thai people, because they are accepting of everyone. When I say the Thai people are accepting of everyone, that's with a couple of caveats. Don't come over here and act crazy. Don't come over here and disrespect people, disrespect the culture, disrespect yourself. Show the culture, show the people some respect. Sit back and observe. Observe how things are done here. It's a learning curve, but you want to observe and show respect. It's not difficult to do. Just be aware of your surroundings. Be mindful of yourself and others. It's really not hard, and it is really refreshing to be in a place where people treat each other with kindness and respect. And just know there will be culture shock, and it's okay. It's part of the experience. But just come with an open mind and an open heart and really enjoy the experience, because it really is a wonderful place to be. The final thing I'm going to talk a little bit about is the language barrier. It is real, and it does make day-to-day living a challenge. Now, I really want to speak Thai. I really want to learn to speak Thai, but I'm not at a point where I want to learn enough to sit in a class 5 days a week for 4 hours a day. I just don't have that time commitment in me right now. I don't want to have to be somewhere at a certain time every day. Now, I know that speaking Thai will enhance my experience so much more, but I'm a realist. I know at some point, or I should say, I hope at some point, I learn enough Thai to have a conversation. But right now, my broken Thai gets me through the day. In my mind, I thought coming here or coming to any country where I don't speak the language, I am a lover of languages. And I thought in my mind, I'll learn the language and I'll be able to speak to everyone, because I love people. I love talking to people and I love learning about people. But that language barrier, it's real. And in my mind, I thought, oh, I'll learn it. And because I'm in the environment, I'll immerse myself and I'll be speaking Thai or I'll be speaking X language in no time. Well, let me tell you, that ain't the case. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but what I didn't count on is my level of personal commitment to learning just not being there. Thai is not an easy language, and what's really holding me back is myself. Even though I know learning to speak and understand Thai will enhance my experience here, I don't feel like my not knowing has me being treated poorly in any way or looked down upon anyway. Now, maybe it's because I don't understand the language, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't feel horrible for not speaking Thai. I probably should, but I'm keeping it real. I don't. I do try, I do study on my own, and I hope over time I'll develop those skills. But it's such an individual decision, and I'm going to keep working at it. Maybe one day I'll be ready to go back into a classroom setting again. It just hasn't happened for me yet. If you're someone who comes over here and you're committed, don't think you can't learn, because you can. All you have to do is put in the effort. And I just haven't been doing that. So, really, those are our biggest challenges. And really, it's the language barrier and the weather. The weather we can't really do anything about, but the language barrier we can certainly do something about. And I think even just talking about this in a video kind of tells me I need to get my act together and get my Thai studying a little bit better. So let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think your challenges might be coming to move to Thailand, or if you're already living in Thailand, let me know what your challenges are. I always like reading your comments and I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next video.